Invitation to Skiing is brought to you by the NSAA, SIA, and the bottlers of Coca-Cola. If you've never tried skiing, this is what you probably think it's like. A distant, exotic, expensive, athletic, and dangerous sport. Suitable only for rich, well-coordinated athletes with a lot of time on their hands. Well, that's not true. For years, photographers have filmed only the graceful, far-out performances of the super experts. Olympic champions, if you will. There's a lot of deep satisfaction and fun experienced by anyone who skis. People who are not well-coordinated athletes. People who are definitely not experts. For every expert, there's dozens of beginners. Mr. and Mrs. Average skiers. Recreational skiers, if you will. Every ski area has a lot of very gentle hills for beginners. People who are beginning skiers are not spending the winter inside. After all, don't forget, it's winter for at least 1/4 of the year. These people have found a way to enjoy winter outdoors. They've taken up skiing. In skiing, there's no scorecard as in golf or no contest like tennis. In skiing, there's no winner or loser. In skiing, everyone's a winner the very first moment they try it. Here on the Novice Hill, there's no how do I look, but rather an honest friendliness, an atmosphere of, hey, this is fun and I can do it. And the kids, they're great. With them, there's no technical considerations. They just get on their skis and go. As an ex-ski instructor, I can speak from experience. Beginner classes are often the most fun to teach because the class has so much fun. It's a great feeling to get a free ride from gravity. If skiing is so much fun, even for beginners, then why doesn't everybody ski? You may think you need very expensive, highly specialized clothes. Because of their spectacular looks, ski fashions get a lot of publicity. To be socially accepted as well as warm and comfortable, you don't have to wear high-fashion ski togs like these. Leave it to the kids to have fun regardless of what they wear. Adults, too, can do a lot of skiing dressed like this in blue jeans with long johns or flannel pajamas under them. An inexpensive sweater or a couple of sweatshirts and a windbreaker will keep you toasty warm, and you'll keep warm just by skiing. It's not just the kids and beginners who ski in street clothes. This is McLean McKinney. He's only 18, and he's been a hot junior skier and racer for 15 of those years. He's won many of the big junior ski races in the country. His favorite outfit is a sweater, a cowboy shirt, and bell-bottom cords. For skiing, unlike tennis or golf, has no stigma attached to dressing any way that feels comfortable. When McLean races, though, it's a different story. Downhill racers spend years practicing to reach top speeds of over 60 miles an hour, and only one skier in 1,000 will get good enough to race like this, or even want to. The binding that attaches the boot to the ski is a release binding. When properly adjusted under most conditions, it lets your ski come off in a fall, even at 60 miles an hour. to the Winter Olympic Games, this is the view most people have of skiing, somebody racing at 60 miles an hour plus. Most skiers never get any closer to ski racing than watching as a spectator. Although they travel at different speeds over different terrain, both beginner and the champions are concerned with gravity, momentum, and balance. Even world-class skiers can have problems, though, like this guy in the World Championship hot dog contest. Here, judges give them points for technical ability. Is he carving turns or jumping from edge to edge? Is he technically consistent? Is he under control? You bet. Although skiing is a lot of fun from the first day, you still have to learn how. So every ski area has a ski school. A ski lesson is inexpensive, and it's strongly recommended right from the beginning, especially if you're timid. Today, most beginners learn using the GLM technique. That's the graduated length method. Graduated length refers to the length of the ski, and it takes all the struggle out of learning how. You begin on little short skis that are very easy to control. As a beginner, you'll learn right away how to stop and how to make simple turns. Don't forget, if you can walk, you can ski. And before the end of your first lesson, usually less than 2 hours, you'll have enough control to ride up a ski lift. Every ski area has one or more lifts and ski runs built just for beginners. You'll get better with each succeeding day, limited only by your ambition and taste for adventure. These pictures were actually taken the afternoon of her first day on skis. The instructor will help you over difficult terrain and teach you how to handle any hill you might ski on. And that hill you thought impossible 3 days ago is already too easy for you. Most beginners start their skiing experience with a day trip to a nearby ski area, asking for the ski area's program for beginning skiers. At most ski areas, this includes a lift ticket, an introductory lesson, and rental equipment. Skis with release bindings, boots, and poles, all at a special low introductory price that lets you try skiing and see if you like it. Virtually every ski area has a ski rental shop next to the slopes, so it's easy to pick up your rental gear right at the area. By no stretch of the imagination are these expert skiers. It's only their third day of lessons. But they are skiers, capable of handling and enjoying a variety of ski runs at any ski area. They can now ride chairlifts, and they can ski all over the place. With their newfound freedom, they'll be skiing the rest of their life. Every time they ski, they'll get a little better. On your first ski trip, you can borrow your neighbor's gear, but don't. 20-year-old gear like this is an unneeded handicap. Boots used to be soft leather, and they wore out in one season. Skis were made of hickory, and they seldom lasted through the season. Now, boots are plastic, and they'll last you for years. 20 years ago, it cost 50 cents an hour to rent this kind of obsolete ski equipment. Today, in spite of inflation, you can rent the best equipment there is for the same 1940 prices. So rent your equipment at the ski area and try skiing before you buy any. All ski areas have ski rental service, and the gear is especially tailored to the novice skier, and it's inexpensive too. Your rental skis will have release bindings. The rental shop will adjust them to keep your skis attached to your boots while you're skiing. When properly installed and adjusted, under most conditions, they will allow your skis to come off in a fall. Wherever you live, good skiing is a lot closer than you might think. For instance, This ski area is in North Carolina. That's right. Their ski area is below the Mason-Dixon line, south of Nashville, Tennessee. And what's more, there are more than 1,100 smaller ski areas in 37 different states. This North Carolina ski area is typical. It's freeway close to a major city and has everything you need to get started in skiing. There's lots of lifts, inexpensive rental equipment, special one-price beginners programs including lifts, equipment, and lessons. The many nearby and inexpensive ski areas have a variety of slopes to match your newfound skills. People think that all skiing's in the Alps. And since there's ski areas in 37 different states, there's probably one within 100 miles or so of where you live. Check with the yellow pages in your phone book or your local auto club. They can tell you how far it is and how to get there. Skiing so widespread, getting to the slopes represents no real difficulty. Why not get together with some friends and carpool it? And the nice thing about a group going skiing together is, once you get to the ski area, everybody will find runs that are just right for their ability. A good, inexpensive way to go is on a ski bus charter. Trips are run by ski clubs, ski areas, ski shops, and travel agencies. Why not start having fun from the very first moment? On a bus, you arrive fresh and ready to ski. Another good and very inexpensive way to go skiing is in a camper or a motor home, either a rental unit or your own. Many ski resorts today have special areas in the parking lots reserved for recreational vehicles. You're right at the ski slope, and you can save money on food and lodging. You can even bring along a second vehicle to go to the nearby grocery store. This is expert skiing high up in some of the world's most inaccessible mountains. These mountains are so remote, the only way in here is by helicopter. The helicopter leaves with the first light of day. You're hardly awake at breakfast, and your lunch is in that little rucksack, and it's frozen solid. When you get back to the bunkhouse at night, you're going to have an appetite. Ski areas are very proud of their gourmet food served in romantic surroundings, and there's no doubt about it, if you're in the mood for a deluxe dinner, a ski area can accommodate you, and in style. But the real reason to come to a ski area is not to spend a lot of money on food, but to ski. To that end, all ski areas offer good hearty meals served cafeteria style that'll handle your appetite and not bankrupt you. Another way to deal with lunch is to bring your own picnic. Cold cuts, cheese, peanut butter, French bread, and they'll taste better here than they ever have before. A picnic outdoors gives you a chance to appreciate the truly beautiful winter scenery that surrounds you. It's also an opportunity to see that nature goes on unimpeded by the ski area's presence. Skiing doesn't hurt the snow nor the animals that live in it. When you stop and think about it, it's going to be cold for 3 or 4 months a year. That's about 1/4 of your life. So why not get up to a ski area in the mountains near you and enjoy winter? The thousands of ski lifts in America have opened up beautiful scenery like this to millions of people who otherwise wouldn't be able to experience it. And while you're taking in the view, you might consider just what kind of a bargain skiing really is. An all-day lift ticket's one of your best buys today. That one lift ticket gives you all-day unlimited use of all the ski lifts and many miles of interconnecting runs at a single area. Where else in recreation can you use a multi-million-dollar facility for $1 or so an hour? And if you can come up and ski during the week, the cost of lift tickets is even less at most ski areas. And that's not all. Snow grooming and slope maintenance is done every night at all the ski areas. These machines groom the snow and make it perfect for learning to ski. If Mother Nature is not cooperative, the ski area can create a little supplementary snow. So many ski areas have artificial snowmaking equipment that guarantees you a long, long ski season. Water is atomized by compressed air through special nozzles, and in sub-freezing temperatures, a highly localized snowstorm results. These are 2 members of the National Ski Patrol System headed out for another day of volunteer service. Checking the slopes first thing in the morning is one of their more pleasant duties. The National Ski Patrol System provides volunteer safety service at over 700 ski areas across the country. You'll find them working hard to make your skiing safe and fun. The average skier, if he learns correctly and uses common sense, is not likely to get hurt in a lifetime of skiing. Everyone's heard stories about skiing accidents, but in reality, there are very few and far between, and the accident rates dropping every year. Skiing's a special experience for parents. If your kids are too young for skiing or they don't want to spend all day out in the slopes, most areas have good child care facilities that'll entertain your kids while you make turns. Many ski schools have special facilities for getting tiny tots started safely on skis. Of course, you'll want to take some time off from your own skiing to watch your child's first attempt on skis. You'll find that with very little help, kids take to skis like Hawaiians to surfboards. It's amazing how quickly your children develop balance and confidence on skis. Most ski schools have special programs for teaching so that you and your children can learn to ski at the same time. At each area, you'll find runs that are just right for each member of your family. Skiing is uniquely suited for the entire family. Where else can mom and dad and all the kids play together, which is one of the main reasons that families take up the sport? Kids catch on fast. All they need is some equipment, a lift ticket, and gravity does the rest. Perhaps you're still not convinced that you have the natural athletic ability to become a skier. A lot of people still believe that skiing's only for young lifeguard types. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. Nobody's going to mistake John Truden for Mr. Universe. At 450 pounds, he's the heaviest skier I know. Okay, skiing's great for lots of people, even Weight Watchers like John Truden. Obviously, kids get the hang of it right away, but what if you're no spring chicken? What if you're 50 years old, a little overweight, out of shape, and you want to take up hot dog skiing? Well, you do what Robert Tuchels did, and you take ballet lessons from freestyle champion Wayne Wong. and Robert's doing just fine, thanks. Skiing's great, even if you weigh 450 pounds or you're not in shape and older than what most of us consider to be our peak athletic years. Skiing also works for those with a little bit more to overcome than middle-age spread. These kids are skiing through a program conducted by the Denver Children's Hospital. It took a lot of courage for them to commit to something as two-legged as learning to ski. But once into it, they've experienced freedom and a fluidity of motion and a sense of mobility unattainable to a non-skier regardless of physical ability. If you're timid about taking up skiing, think about this kid with only one good leg. If you're timid about riding a ski lift, your instructor will even hold your hand. This ski school student's not timid, he's blind. John Eimer lost his sight to diabetes 7 years ago. He was already an accomplished skier, and he continued to ski, relying on his many friends for guidance. Skiing was his only link with freedom. So eventually he founded the BOLD program. BOLD stands for Blind Outdoor Leisure Development. It offers freedom to blind people. This is BOLD student Jerry Chambers. He's blind, he's 43 years old, and without a strong athletic background. Yet thanks to his personal courage in the BOLD program, he's skiing. And he's doing great. This is his 5th day on skis, if you can believe it. For Jerry Chambers, skiing now means more than a great way to enjoy leisure time. The confidence and freedom he's found through skiing has turned his life around. After taking up skiing, he's reopened his education at a nearby university where he's studying to become a counselor to the blind, and among other subjects, he's studying integral calculus. What are you doing this winter? We all have good reasons to envy the expert, the skier who has skied a few years and achieved grace, skill, and poise. But even the most daring expert knows that one of his biggest thrills was his first successful 2-mile-an-hour turn, or his first time down the hill without falling. Any skier, regardless of his ability, can always improve his technique. But when you're a beginner, every day on skis can double your ability and your enjoyment. Remember, even Olympic champions were beginners at one time. Skiers, whether they're beginners, intermediates, or experts, have all experienced a new kind of freedom. And that freedom started with a trip one day to a nearby ski area. To find this freedom, accept an invitation to skiing.